Good morning and welcome to Milford Center here in Connecticut on a brisk morning, should we say, with a little bit of snow on the ground, and a very happy new year to everybody tuning in for Yoga with Dee. We want to wish you a happy new year. Welcome to 2021. Time to get fit and supple. Just to let you know, obviously, before you undertake any strenuous activity, we do suggest that you speak to your physician first. Also, do stay hydrated, lots of water, and do make sure you've got enough space to do exercise safely. And with that, it is over to Dee.
Thank you, Claire. Good morning, everybody, and happy 2021. So we're going to start with a little affirmation for this time of the year. Grounded in the here and now, and strengthened. And with that, sit comfortably on your mat, chairs, have your belt, relax your spine, sit up tall, lower your eyelids, and just begin to settle into your space, into your bodies, noticing your breathing. And as you breathe in gently, feel the abdomen and then emptying the belly. Breathing into the abdomen. And just a few more rounds. Full, smooth, and quiet. And so the next time you breathe into the nose, I want you to exhale through the mouth, lower the chin to the chest. Release the wrist. Elevate. Roll. Close, exhale. Inhale. And out. Float your arms out to the side. Draw the elbows forward and lower the chin. Open the chest. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Once more. Exhale, round. Inhale, expand off of your mat. Now you're going to open the arms out to the side. You're going to take a deep breath in. Little fingers are drawing back. And then you're going to begin to close the arms, and you're going to flex the wrists so that your wrists touch the hands. And then you're going to open again, deep breath in. Now this time you're going to extend forward, and you're going to lower your hands by your hips, palms facing up towards the ceiling, chin drawing in. Inhale again, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open. And exhale, bend forward. Repeat. Sit back up. Let's take a simple twist this morning. Easy twist over to the right. Easy twist to the left. Back to center. We're going to go off to the first side. My right, maybe your left. And then that arm, you're going to lead with the palm of the hand, raising the arm over your head. And it's the sky. Remember, if you have an issue with your shoulders and your arms, you can always keep your hand on your chest. Take that little stretch. Now slowly rise up. Turn back to the front. We're going to go to the other side. With your simple twist, spine tall, rotate your spine. Palm face up. Draw that arm over your head. Your lateral stretch. Now make sure you isolate and allow your upper body Ease over. And side, maybe it's your right, it's my left. Keep the right knee bent. Right? If you are seated on the mat, you're going to allow that outer thigh to drift towards the floor, sole of the foot to rest to the inside of the straight leg. Okay? In the chair, we maintain ability by keeping the foot on the mat. We're going to take the twist again. The first side. We're going to ease the arm up into the air and extend towards that straight leg. Remember, I'm pushing this foot firmly to the earth, pressing the sit bone down, and easing the upper torso. Feel that wonderful stretch this morning. Take some deep, deep breaths. Notice that the foot is flexed. Rise up. Now I'm going to point that toe. I'm going to extend through that foot. And then I'm going to lean away from the straight leg. Opposite arm. If you are, you can do that. And release. Draw your legs back together. And we'll do the same thing, just reversing. Extend this leg out. Flex the foot. And into your twist. Spine tall. Enjoy that. Take some long, deep breaths. Arm comes up. Remember, release. Now I'm flexing or pointing the toe, excuse me, and I'm stretching away from the straight leg. Or if you're on the mat, you're resting on the outer thigh, you might want to lift the hip mat. And release. Draw your legs back together, nice and wide. We're going to press through the sit bones. We're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to bow forward. Down. And I can extend my upper torso, long extension. Rise back up to that straight spine. Draw your legs back together. We're going to come into our little chair pose. Now remember, with the chair pose, you do not allow the chair to support your body. You have to use the strength of your upper body, arms out. Good. Now maybe lift one foot. Lift the other. Take a breath in and ease forward. Again, lean back. One toe. Lift the other. Bow forward. If you're on the mat, very similar. We're here. Maybe both toes are up. Bow forward. Back to your straight spine. One foot, other foot. Boat pose. Reverse ankle cross and bow forward. Ease back to a straight, comfortable seated position. Either seated on the mat or seated in your chair. I'm just going to take my body over to the side and a little bit of a twist. So I'm rolling and I'm twisting to this side, and I'm just going to hold it. My feet are firmly pressing down. My sit bones are anchoring me. Then I'm going to slowly extend forward as far as I can. Flat back, shoulders back, elbows in. I'm going to roll and twist to the other side, and I'm just going to hold it. Let head release, neck, and roll and twist back. Now we're going to reverse. We're going to go to the opposite side first, roll and twist. Roll and twist forward. Roll and twist to the side. And roll and twist back. Prop your fingertips behind you, either on the mat or holding the seat of the chair. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Open the chest. It's beyond the collarbones. Take a full deep breath in and slowly tilt forward. Chin slightly in. Don't move with your chin or your neck. Chin slightly in. Nice long line from your tailbone right up to the very crown of your head. Shoulder blades moving in. Deep breaths. And slowly sit up. We're going to come into our little number 4. I'm just going to bring the right knee up first. We'll hug it. Squeeze. Release and squeeze and release and squeeze and release. Outer ankle rests on my front thigh. Foot is flexed. Lengthen from my hips through my rib cage. Extend arms over the shoulders. Don't hunch the shoulders. Chest up, shoulders down. And now with a flat back, come forward until you feel that wonderful stretch in the side of your hip. It's too much for the arms over your head. You can keep holding to the back of the chair. Either point position is fine. Same thing if you're on the mat, fingertips behind you. If you want to get more of an extension, take those arms up. Try and keep those biceps as close to your ears as you can. Don't let the arms drop down. If they're here, you're better off holding the back of the chair so you don't collapse your shoulders. Stretch and relax into it. Soften and breathe. Straighten your spine. Take a little twist. Back to center. Hug that knee again. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze and release. Let's do the opposite leg. Lift it up. Hold that knee. Squeeze. 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 Outer ankle on top of the thigh, foot flexed. Either hold the back of the chair or extend through the rib cage. Tilt your body forward until you feel that wonderful resistance. May my practice today root me to my body. My practice today root me to my body. Slowly release. The leg up. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Hands on the knees. Circle the upper body. One direction. And circle it in the other direction. And back to the straight spine. Remember, if you're using yours or spread, remember, don't come back. You want to have the shoulders over the wrists. So come forward enough they are. Make sure you don't walk too far back. I want you to keep the ankles underneath the hips, little tabletop position. And then I want you to press your hip bodies twisting in the other direction. Back to center, do the same thing to the other side. Hips one direction, torso to the other. Go back to the first side, that rotation. And back to the second side. Nice. Now from here, you're going to plant your one hand. I'm taking my left hand, maybe it's your right underneath my face, so that I can release the free arm, and I'm going to slowly press up and open. Nice big stretch. And lower down. I'm going to do the same thing, just reversing hands. I'm going away from the screen. Now, try taking, if you're kneeling, your knees to the outer edge of your mat or your feet to the outer edge of your mat. And we're going to do the exact same thing again. Hand under your face. Draw up. Notice that my knees are soft. I'm not locked. Nice. And take it down. And let's do the same thing to the other side. And down. Time for child's pose. If you are kneeling, remember hips to heels, chest to thighs. If you are not kneeling, turn, sit at the front edge of the chair. We're doing 1 or 2 or 3. Connect with your breathing. Always go back to your breath, especially when you are being still. And we're going to transition back to table position. So chair folks, you have to stand up, you have to turn around. Plant those hands firmly down, plant those feet firmly down. We're going to extend right leg up. Just flex. Don't open up, not too high. I don't want you to open the hip. I want the hip points to be pointing directly towards the floor. Foot is flexed. That's it. Press strongly down. Now bring that knee right into the belly, round your back, look at the knee or maybe touch your chin or touch your forehead. And extend the leg behind you again. Remember, toes point to the earth. Don't sink through the chest and the shoulders. Keep the chest lifted. Round your back, draw it in. And take the leg behind you again. Deep breath in. Long line from your heel to the crown of your head. We're going to change legs. Extend through the opposite leg. The hip points are pointing towards the mat. Draw the leg in, round the back. Straighten. And in. And straighten. And in. And straighten. And release. Good. So a little downward facing dog. I want you to remember, walk arms distance away from the chair. Spread those fingers. Ease your knees. Lift your sit bones. Press your chest to your thighs. Let your head relax and hang. We're going to alternate straightening one leg. Take your time. You want to stretch the calves. Open the backs of the knees. Stretch the Achilles tendon, the back of the heels. And then slowly come back in. Now come into child's pose once more. I'm going to sit up or else kneel, lifting the hands off the mat, either or. And I want you to, if you're in the chair, you can do 2 things. Nice wide feet to the outer edge of the mat, okay? Wide knees. And then I want you to come forward. Now you can stay seated on the mat, but extend forward and ease side to side. If you feel particularly strong, you can come up off of the chair with your hips and ease side to side. And then you can extend your arms down. So you can be kneeling into this little forward bend. And slowly come back up and work your way up to stand. Yeah. So turn to face the top of the mat. First pose, always staying pose, our mountain pose called Tadasana. Feet together or feet apart, depending on what feels most comfortable for you. Feeling the energy moving up from the soles of the feet all the way up into the body. Outer the shoulders back, palms slightly forward, especially thumbs, crown of the head reaching up. Yeah, very nice. So now I'm going to invite you to step your feet about the width of your mat, hands around your hips, and you're just going to roll and twist to one side. We did this seated. Roll and twist forward. Roll and twist to the other side. And roll and twist back. Now you're going to reverse. Roll and twist. Roll and twist forward. Roll and twist. And roll and twist back. Release. And release. Shake out a little bit. Rotate your upper torso. If you're not using the chair, you don't need the chair. But if you do use the chair normally, we're going to use that chair. We're going to turn it around this time so the back of the chair is with us. And what I'm going to ask you to do is just work in one leg. I want you to lift the heel, roll up onto the ball of the foot. So you're working that arch, okay? Now press through the arch and roll the foot down again. Spread those toes. Again, roll up and down. Roll up. Now come to the very top of the toe. Press those toes under. Nice stretch for the top of the foot. Roll the toes down and roll down. We're going to do the same thing with the opposite leg. Just lift the heel, roll onto the ball of the foot, spread those toes. Roll back down. Same thing again, roll it up and down. Roll it up. This time we're going to the very top of the toe. Remember, press, press, press. And then release and roll it down. Now we're going to elevate, just lightly let your fingertips touch. You can work on your balance with this or no hands at all. And you're going to lift both heels up again. And lower. Rise up. Bend your knees. Now, I don't want you to come forward with the knees. I want you to push your booty back. And then lower the heels down. Straighten the legs. Lift up. Begin to bend the knees. Remember, don't let the knees come forward. Press the booty back. Press it back, press it back, press it back. And then roll down. Let's come up again. Knees bent, hips back. Roll down. Now stay down. Lift the heels. Rise up. Lower down. Bend the knees again. Drop those hips back. Elevate the heels. Rise up. And come back down. One last time. Bend the knees, hips way back. Lift. Rise up. And lower down. Nice workout for the feet and the ankles and the toes. So we're just going to allow the chair to come off to the side. Face you. Back to mountain pose. Take the arms up and over the head. I'm going to step back with my right leg is probably your left. There you go. I'm planting that back leg maybe a little further, softening the front knee. And now arms come out to the side. I'm going to bring the hands to Namaste. And then little giving arms. Reach the arms over the head. Open. Namaste. Giving arms. Arms over the head. Open. Namaste. Giving arms. Now straighten both knees. And make sure your hips stay in alignment. Don't let one hip drop higher than the other. Hands on your hips, elbows back. With a flat back, slowly extend forward. Maybe just a little touch, or maybe a little deeper, even further. Keep extending. Remember the leg that's behind you, you want to push off that hip. Keep moving that hip forward. Keep those hips even. Even. Slowly rise up. Walk or step your feet together. Back to the mountain pose. Tadasana. We're just going to repeat the exact same thing the other side. So maybe sideways. Opposite leg steps behind me. Hips are even. Soften the knee. Arms come up. Open. Namaste. Even hands. Arms up. Open. Namaste. Now straighten both knees. Remember, don't let that back hip hang behind you. Keep those hips level. Flat begin to come forward. It's perfect today. Maybe a little deeper. Just a little deeper. Slowly rise up. Step or walk your feet back together. Come back to the top of your mat. Find your Tadasana, your posture pose. Building from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. And I strengthen my mind and the here and now. I'm going to come into a little eagle pose. So I want you to bring the arms up over your shoulders. Sweep right elbow underneath the left. One wrap or two with the palms together. You can even hold your thumb. Which feels most comfortable. And then I'm just going to bend the knees and press the hips back. Tilt the forearms forward. I'm just opening that upper back body. Taking some long, deep breaths. Deep breaths in and out. I'm going to uncurl the arms, straighten the spine, lift up. Opposite, left underneath right. Ease the knees, press the hips back. Tilt those forearms forward. Uncurl. Lower the arms down. Now I'm going to ask you to cross right knee over left. Maybe it's your left and my right. Hands up, hips. I'm easing my knees. I'm squeezing my thighs together. Arms come over my head. Right underneath left. Tilting forward. You can always wrap that front foot around the ankle or shin if that feels comfortable. Squeezing your knees together. Whatever feels comfortable. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And uncurl. And relax the arms. We're going to reverse the cross. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the ankles, squeeze the knees. Raise the arms. Under right. Tilt forward. Drop down. Remember, you can squeeze that ankle around. Back around. Good. Uncurl and release. Back to mountain pose. Back to your posture pose. And so we're going to do a little sun salutation this morning. I'm just going to set the chair off to the side. Use a little more space on my mat. And so if you're not going to the mat, you would normally use the chair. Follow me to begin with. We're going to sweep the arms around and over the head with sun arms. Deep breath in. And then we're going to come into a little modified forward bend. I'm going to invite you to step your right leg back, front knee bends. Sweep the arms over your head. Step the back foot to the front foot. Sweep the arms behind you. You can either hold your right wrist or interlace your fingers. We're going to come into a little forward fold. Release the arms. Little chair pose, sweeping the arms to the outside. Rising up, deep breath in. Maybe a little back bend. And hands to namaste. Again, sun arms. Back foot to front foot, sweep behind. This time I'm holding right hand holds left wrist. Little forward fold. Rising up. Hands to the heart. If you normally are working on the mat, the next round will go to the floor. Sweep the arms around. Dive forward. That right leg way back. Knee, top of the foot. Arms come up. Lower down. Back foot to front foot. Drop into that chair. Namaste. Opposite leg will be lunging back. Easing into that forward fold. Kicking that leg way back. Coming back down. Stepping the feet together. Dropping into chair. Little back bend. Hands to namaste. One more round. Not to go to the floor. Modify. Keep it even, opposite leg. Let's take several resting breaths. Several resting breaths. So come back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose, and work our way back into a seated position. So I'm going to ask you to take the arms up overhead, bow forward, hands on the chair or hands on the floor. Easing one knee down, easing the other knee down. We're going to walk the hands forward and come into a little puppy dog stretch. Walk the hands back and come into child's pose. So if you are using your chair, it's the same thing. Hands on the chair. Extend the arms forward for your little puppy dog stretch. And then come into child's pose. I'm going to have you come into your cobbler's pose. Seated on the mat, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Seated in the chair, knees and feet wide. Bow forward. Rise back up. Sit cross-legged. So if you're sitting Sukhasana, easy pose on the mat, right ankle is going to be in front of the left ankle. And the chair, feet are parallel. And so we're going to take a little lateral stretch. Right hand down, left arm up. Just easing. And release. Change your ankle cross if you are seated on the mat, left in front of right. Rise up. And release. Lower down. Shake out a little bit. Now we're going to come into a little hero pose. So if you are on the floor, start out with your legs in stick pose. Knees straight, legs extended. In the chair, you don't have to do that. But we're going to have our right knee over the left knee. If you're on the floor, you can bend the left foot, coming into full hero pose. So if you're in the chair, I can invite you, if you're comfortable, allowing the ankle to rest on the chair. If that's not comfortable, just allow the leg to relax. We're going to raise the arms overhead. Now, eagle arms, right elbow underneath, left, one wrap or two. Elevate the arms, elevate the torso, and slowly come forward. But big cleansing breaths. Slowly uncurl, unwind. Hands beside your hips, torso tall. Rock from side to side. We're just reversing. Left over right. Remember, you can allow the ankle and the foot to rest on the chair if that's comfortable. Notice that the ankle's flexed. Elevate the arms, lift up. Left elbow underneath the right. One or two wraps. It can be just one. Backs of the hands together. Just snuggle the elbows together. Elevate them and tilt forward. Into your chest. Slowly uncurl and release. Hands by your hips, rock from side to side. Just testing the water, so to speak. So if you're on the mat, you can be in Sukhasana. Hands beside the hips in the chair. We'll just push down. See if you can push up a little bit. Maybe you can lift your hips off the chair. So up, swing those legs. And release. Even if the hips don't want to come down, push down strongly with those arms. Lift that torso. Try and relax the legs. Maybe the hips will come off. And release. Nice. Now, if you're working on the mat, I'm going to invite you to lie down on your backs. So lie down on your backs. Seated in the chair, stay seated. Apanasana, remember, hug the knees to the chest if you're lying. Hug the chest to the knees. And rock from side to side. And then back to that straight spine. Nice and tall. Or stay lying on the mat. We're going to bring the right leg up. You're going to hold it onto the knee, and you're just going to roll that hip. Just a gentle roll. Reverse. Straighten the leg, clasp your hands at the back of the thigh, and flex and extend the ankle. And the knee, hug the knee to your chest. Release. Opposite leg comes up. One hand holds the knee. Roll it. Reverse. Clasp at the back of the thigh. Extend the leg. Flex and extend. Bend the knee, hug it into your chest, and release. Reclining cobbler's pose. So if you're lying on the mat, soles of the feet come together, knees drop out to the side, seated. Resting the spine at the back of the chair. Hands come to the belly, your hands remain on the thighs. Chin towards the chest, close your eyes. Take several deep breaths. Cleansing breaths. May I be strengthened for any challenge that may arise today. Back to center, draw those legs up. Now, hug the knees again, Uttanasana. Hug the knees to your chest if you're lying. Bring the chest to the knees if you're seated. Rock from side to side. Back to a straight spine. And so I'm going to ask you to slide your hips to the right. Let your knees drift to the left. Let your arms slowly open. And then let your head drift opposite direction of your knees. Chest open. Take several breaths in and out. Surrender the weight of your body to the end of today's asana practice. Plant your hands on the mat. Adjust your knees, adjust your hips. Let's shift to the other side. Hips, knees, arms, chest. Head rolls to the opposite shoulder from the knees. Surrender. Release. Back to center. A little happy baby. And so you can hold the ankle, you can hold the heel, you can reach to the outside, hold the little toe side of the foot. Try and get that knee as close to your armpit as you can. Try and get that lower leg up a little bit. If you're on the mat, you can do both legs simultaneously. Chair, we do one at a time. A little difficult. Then you want to straighten. Stretching that hamstring this morning. Release. Do the same thing with the opposite leg. You can hold the ankle, the shin, the heel, or the outside of the foot, whatever feels most comfortable, depending on the length of your legs, the length of your arms. You can draw that knee in towards your armpit, but get that lower leg up. Yay. 3 deep breaths. Slowly straighten, push, 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 push. Pull that leg out to the side. You're meeting the challenge. And release. Now, we're going to do a little bridge position and start with a little pelvic tilt. So knees are bent, feet are on the floor, you're lying on the mat. And then you want to press your tailbone to the floor. So as I push my tailbone down, I can feel my pelvis pressing forward. So there's a nice arch in my back. Now I want you to reverse that. I want you to reverse the curve. I want you to press the back of your waist to the mat, draw your navel in, from the back of the waist to the back of the chair. Press forward, little tailbone down, back of the waist. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bridge pose. There you go. But the arms are over your shoulders. Lift your hips if you're on the mat. Now keep the arms elevated and reach up as high as you can. Now begin to lean to the back of the chair and just press the upper part of your back to the chair only, or your shoulders. And then begin to slowly roll down, pressing as much of the spine to the back of the chair or to the floor as you can. When the tailbone touches, relax the shoulders, lower the arms. We're going to do the same thing again, a little pelvic tilt. So press the tailbone down, you feel the spine arch. Press the back of the waist, the floor or the back of the chair. Press up, lift up into your bridge pose, raise those arms, keep the arms elevated, reach up. Now, lean back so you feel as much as the upper back touch the floor first. If you're on the mat, it's your shoulders, but keep reaching. Begin to slowly roll down. You feel a nice massage. Press, 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 press as much as your spine to the mat, tailbone drawing in, and lower the arms to the mat. Same thing if you're on the floor. Exact same thing. Pelvic tilt. Tailbone, back of the waist, tailbone, lift up into bridge, keep reaching to the ceiling, press those feet down, press the pelvis up. I'll keep that lift in the shoulders and the arms, and slowly begin to roll down through the spine, navel drawing in, keep reaching up, and then relax the arms. Hug the knees into your chest. Apanasana, rock from side to side. Time for Shavasana, you've earned it. So make sure you stay warm. Cover your body if you have a blanket at home or a little throw. Sit in your chairs, replace any clothing, any jackets that you need to. Socks, especially if you're in your bare feet. I know if my feet are cold, I can't relax. So I'm sitting correctly in my chair, planting the weight firmly on my feet, on my sit bones, palms facing down. This is an unsettled time of the year, winter time. Close your eyes, relax. Find your breath. Surrender the weight of your body. If you are at home, 5 minutes Shavasana. Normal, even longer if you wish. Coming out very slowly, just as you slowly relaxed your body. Fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Drop your head side to side. Take a full body stretch. Reach. Throw your arms. Open your eyes. Palms together. Namaste. Remember our affirmation. Today's practice may be rooted to our bodies, grounded to the here and now, and strengthening to meet any change that may come our way today. Thank you for joining me. My name is Dee, and I look forward to seeing you next time.